Let's talk how to choose a trading platform, especially if you're looking to do some day trading of stocks or even options. And this is what I like to call the hat method. And this is a method that should be applied to any platform that you are considering to ensure that it contains all the different components that you would want from a trading platform. Now, the platform that I'm going to use, I'm not saying this is the one that you have to use, but I do think it's a great platform. And as I take you through the hat method with it, it should be something that you are considering. So the platform I am going to be using for, the example here for the hat method is Webull. I'll put a link down below. Full disclosure on my part, that is an affiliate link. So if you click on that link and then sign up and end up using them as your broker, you will get a couple of free stocks or whatever promotion they're currently running. But I also get something too. So just want to be aware of that. But also real quick, that's not why I'm recommending Webull. Robinhood also offers affiliate programs, and I do not recommend Robinhood. I'm not going to get into the whys of that. I've done other videos on it. But I just want you to know that I'm not just simply recommending Webull because there's an affiliate program. I'm recommending it because, like I said, applying the hat method here, you'll see it's a good quality platform that should at least be considered. So let's go through the first part of the hat, and that is this. You need to be able to hunt. You need to be able to, actually find stocks, right? It's hard to trade, swing trade, day trade, invest. It's hard to do anything if you don't know how to actually hunt out stocks that are worthwhile or options that are worthwhile, right? So the first part is a platform's got to allow you to hunt. It's got to give you that ability to perform this very, very necessary step. So let's go to my desktop and I'll show you and walk you through the Webull platform in regards to the H part of the hat method, again, the hunt. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say up front, I'm only going to be really scratching the surface. There's a lot of customizing you can do. There's a lot of layers to just how deep you want to hunt and find different setups and so on. But I'm just going to show you just a broad sense of how the trading platform really does allow you to hunt for whatever sort of criteria you have. That's going to be different for everybody. But that's the whole point here is the platform gives you maximum flexibility in terms of, finding the sorts of stocks that you are actually out there hunting for. So right here we have basically all the screeners, and you can get as nitty gritty and as detail oriented as you want. But just from a very broad perspective, you can see that everything is set up very nicely just in the default mode. You have the overall markets up here to just give you more so the broader context. Then down here you have, active stocks. So, what are the stocks with the most volume? And, you just scroll down through there. So as of the recording of this video, AMD is, has the most volume over 100 million shares. And then you have ISG. If you're curious, okay, well, yeah, but I only want certain prices. So, certain price range. Well, you can see right here, that next column is the price. So it makes hunting very quickly. I mean, for example, let's just say, and I'm totally making this up, you don't want stocks above $10. Well, right away, you could see that, all right, AMD is not going to fit the bill. But looking down here, ISIG, which is, again, has 90 million shares traded. Well, that one's at $1.27. So right there, now, of course, you can customize this down even further, but just from a very broad sense. And then over here, you can see the top. So right over here, you have top movers, SRRK, which, in fact, I'll just bring that across real quick. And that's I've actually traded this one today. So, I mean, I've hunted for that one. I found it thanks to these scanners here. So that's one where, let me go grab that real quick, actually. This was on one of my other monitors, so I just took a screenshot of it. But just to offer up the context that you can see, and I realize it's a little bit difficult to see, but SRRK right there, I traded it today for just shy of $460. But like I said, this was right here on the scanners, top gainers. So as far as hunting and finding these sorts of opportunities, the platform, makes that very straightforward. Down here, what I like is you also have heat maps, which shows, where the most popular stocks are. And, that's just based on the size of the map. So, AMZ, given it's this big old green box, is much more active than, these other ticker symbols that you're seeing down there. Now, if you don't like those things, you can totally get rid of them. It's not like you have to stay with heat maps. And then you look over here, which makes it also very convenient as far as the calendar. So what stocks have earnings coming up? Are there any IPOs coming up? You can click on any of those. And then you can just get, what stocks are at 52-week highs, what are the hot stocks out there. And like I said, it just goes on and on. And like I said, I'm not going to turn this into a 4-hour video. And I should probably mention this. Maybe you're saying, I like to hunt for stocks based on news. Well, over here you have the news category, and this is all streaming. I'm checking it out just now. Looks like Nordstrom put out some sort of news. You had 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago. So you get the idea here. It's totally just, mapping everything out for you. Very straightforward. So when it comes to actually hunting and finding opportunities, this platform here gives you a variety of different ways that you can do that. So as you saw, a lot of great tools there to help you get hunting and finding quality setups, quality stock going to fit your strategy. The next part though is, well, you got to be able to analyze, right? So the analysis. Just because you find something in the hunting means, well, you still got to be able to analyze it. You still got to be able to look at it, make decisions, construct trade plans, and come up with a logical set of parameters and an approach to the trade to make sure that, well, you actually are doing something wise with your money, to make sure that you were putting the odds in your favor that you're going to walk out making more money than what you started. And in order to do that, well, you need to be able to analyze, right? You need to be able to perform an analysis on whatever stock you have hunted out. So that is a part of the HAT method here. So let's once again go to my platform and I'll show you the analysis tools that Webull has to offer. So the next part, analysis. And the best way I thought I could do this is just to kind of illustrate how you can get as customizable as you want, or how you can just use one of their default layouts and maybe just manipulate a little bit from that point in time. But like I said in the previous hunting section, there really is a whole lot of nooks and crannies and finer details that you can get down to. And there's no right or wrong way to go about it. The best way to go about it is what makes sense in your mind, what visually appeals to your eye. But for this, I'm just going to go ahead and let's just start with the blank layout here. Now you could go to one of these, like I said. So there's a default type of day trading one. But over here, let's just go to the blank layout, because again, it's all about now analysis and the tools that you need to make sure that your platform has is the ability to make good decisions. Just because you can hunt out a stock that you may be interested in, you still need to, right, analyze that stock, right? Make sure that the huntable opportunity that you have now located actually makes sense so that you can put together a game plan and make the wisest decision possible. And for me, as far as, day trading and even just swing trading, technical charts are the backbone to really day trading, because it's all about price action, and that's what a chart is going to give you, and that's what Webull offers. So over here, you can just go and right there it says chart. So you click on that, and right there we have a chart, and I'll just make this as big as possible so that you can see how it all works. And this is what I really like about Webull. They have fantastic charts, and again, when it's free, it's hard to go wrong. You could say that they're maybe knocking off the views and the style of other charts, which are really nice, and I don't think I'd really disagree with that. But I mean, it is what it is. They're not the exact same, but they're still very nice, and they're very customizable. So for example, I'll just show you one of my favorite indicators that I like to use is the VWAP, and that's very easy to add. You just go up there, you click VWAP for the VWAP, and right there, it just shows up. Now you can click on it. Now it's over here, so you can click on it. And right here, I mean, you can get, as far as colors, as far as all sorts of different, from the customizable thing, that's what it's going to give to you. But right here, you can see the charts, and there's a lot of flexibility. I would definitely recommend at minimum using the 5-minute time frame, which is right there. So you click on that, and there's a 5-minute chart, and you can. Very, very solid, especially when, again, going back to the free platform. So if you want to draw, a trend line or something like that, there we go. So, you can draw a trend line, you can do all sorts of different things, and there's just so much flexibility that it gives you. Sorry about that. I don't know if the mic picked up my kids, but they just came into my office there. But regardless, so all sorts of different things. But trend lines, there's many different technical tools. So actually, so you click on indicators. And right here, if you want to add in the MACD, for example, there you go. Now you have the MACD. Literally just a click of the mouse. If you want to get rid of it, you just would go over there, click that X, and there it goes. And then you have a lot of other different types of analysis tools. You have, key statistics. You have, the level 2s, which is always very important. I have lots of other videos on that. There's the time and sales, there's volume analysis. I mean, there's, like I said, there are all sorts of various tools that the platform is going to give you to run your analysis. But for me, like I said, at the core, and what I believe should be at the core of your trading, especially if you're looking at day trade, is you need to be able to make quick decisions. You need to be able to make decisions that are based on, you know, a set of ground rules, some sort of foundation, and you build that foundation, yes, by hunting first to find something, but then to actually analyze and form the trade plan. That's where you need, you know, many different tools, but the main tools being, like I said, the technical chart, which you're looking at here. Then I'll also argue, you know, the level 2s are also very important, which again, the platform does have to offer. Really do love those technical charts. Fantastic tool to use. And it's something that, you know, you got to have quality charts, and Webull certainly offers that. Now, the last part of the hat method is the T, which is for take action, which, as I'll talk about more here when we go to my desktop, is probably the most important, because, yeah, you can do the H and the A, but if you're never able to actually take action with it, well, then these first 2 steps are kind of, well, what did it even matter if you're never able to actually take action? So let's go to the platform now, and let's see how Webull offers you the ability to take action in the way that you would want to be able to do it. And now it's, I don't want to say the most important, but a very, very important thing, right? Because think about it. Sure, you can have all the tools to help you hunt. Sure, you can have all the great tools to help you analyze. But if you can't actually take action on your trade plan with everything we've talked to up until this point, then really those first 2 things just don't matter. I mean, like I said, you can be a great hunter. You can find fantastic setups. You can have great tools to analyze those setups, to put trade plans together. But then if you don't have really the tools to be able to take action in the amount of time that you need to be able to take action, well, you basically just wasted your time with all of that. And that is why you need to make sure that your broker has the final part of the hat, the take action ability. And Webull, once again, has a great ability. So you come over here, and once again, I'm just going to use the customize screen here, but you click on trade, and right there, you would click onto order entry, and that actually not order entry. Remove that out of there. Active trade. There we go. So active trade, let me try to make this as there we go. And the way this works is it's all just click oriented. Now, I should also note that Webull does offer hotkeys. So if you just want to use hotkeys, that is completely available to you. So it's not like you have to use, you know, clicking of your mouse or anything like that. But my point here is that, you know, it does still allow you to be able to implement and take action very, very quickly. And this is all customizable. So you look here, and what it's telling you is that, I should have probably noticed earlier, but I've just been using Apple as the stock that we've been looking at. So let's just say that you see something, you've hunted down Apple, you've analyzed Apple, and you know that for whatever reason that you want to buy 200 shares at a certain level. Well, then as you're waiting, you don't need to sit there and type in anything. You could just click right there, and under replace orders, it says buy 200 of Apple. And just like that, you can get right in. Maybe all of a sudden you're like, well, I want to be able to sell. And the nice thing about this is you can click over here and go to the settings, and then you can adjust all of this too. Meaning when it comes to, you know, buying the bid, you can, I mean, like I said, just you can fool with this on your own. But the point here being, it goes back to the very first comment I made during the hunt phase, is that so much customization can be done. But you can go and, you know, change this. So instead of, for example, if you want to sell at the market, well, you would think, well, if I want to buy 200, then I'd probably want to be selling 200. So right there, you change that and click done. And right there, this is now sell 200 Apple. Over here, you have, you know, all sorts of just, you can do it as much as you want. You can have as many buttons as you want. I would definitely advise, you know, especially if you're a beginner just getting started, you don't want to have buttons and buttons and buttons all over the screen. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at is that the potential is there for, as you grow as a trader, as you get more comfortable as a trader, the potential, the infrastructure is in place for you to be able to take action in the speed that you need it, that you need to take action in. And, you know, this is just all a little area here that demonstrates all of that, and which can, again, be expanded that much more. But my point here is that when you develop things and you know that you would want to take action, all you got to do is boom, click the button. Boom, click the button to get out. Simple as that. Clicking buttons, no, okay, let me type in my order entry. Let me type in this. And again, just to circle back, there are hotkeys, which if you're really a brand new beginner, all hotkeys means is you can just touch stuff on your keyboard. So instead of having to drag and click the mouse, all you got to do is set up certain keys, your quote unquote hotkeys on your keyboard, and you can set up, your order entries in that way too. So again, as far as taking action, when you have the ability to do hotkeys, when you have the ability to set up such, simplistic order windows like this, you can definitely operate in a very, very quick manner, which is going to be very important for you to take action with, both the hunting phase and then the analysis phase that you've already taken, a lot of time probably doing, and that you need to be able to make sure that you can actually implement. Because the first two phases, the H and the A, the hunting and the analysis, that's all just kind of theoretical, right? This is what I think, this is what I believe. But even if you're right, well, that doesn't matter if you can't take action, which again is why this is a very, very critical part of the trading platform point of view. But yeah, Webull and the platform definitely offers you the ability to take action quickly. So between those very quick click buttons and then the ability to also put in hotkeys if you want, you can be able to take action very, very quickly with Webull, which is going to be important. But again, just to end, I'm not saying that Webull is the be all end all. All I'm saying is whatever platform you are looking at, make sure that you perform the hat method with it to make sure that they're covering these three very important areas of what it takes to be a day trader or swing trader, or even just an investor. You got to be able to hunt things out, got to be able to find it, got to be able to make good decisions, right, by analysis. Then you got to be able to actually implement the first two, which is, via taking action. So get out there, use the hat method whenever you're looking to choose any sort of broker. And like I said, if you liked what you saw from Webull, then I'd encourage you to click that link down below. And like I said, you'll get a couple free stocks or whatever the promotion is. And plus, you'll just get, more importantly, a very nice broker that fits the hat method there. If you are interested in learning anything more about kind of the trading tools out there, then hit that like button, or better yet, questions, suggestions, maybe of other things that you would like me to review. Even if you want me to take the hat method and apply it to another broker, like I said, leave those down below. I'm always open to suggestions. If you've ever watched any of my past videos, you know that I do read and reply to all comments on videos. So I love to get feedback from you. Also, check out the channel as a whole. There's a good variety of videos. So if you like what you see, hopefully you decide to hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But yeah, get out there and perform the hat method on whatever broker you may be considering. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.